Hello, friends. My name is Charmaine, and here at To a Child, we talk about spirituality and mental health. I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a human working through the healing process and attending therapy. And here is where I share the tips that helped me the most. And today, I want to talk about emotional intelligence. It has been key in my healing process. What is emotional intelligence? It is the ability to manage your own emotions and understand the emotions of people around you. And that kind of breaks down into 4 different parts. You can perceive and express your own emotions. You can assimilate your emotions. You can understand and reason with your emotions. You can regulate emotion and self. And you can regulate your emotion in yourself when others come at you with strong emotions of their own. Poor emotional intelligence is a difficulty regulating emotion, not understanding triggers, and struggling to maintain control of immediate reactions, and experiencing intense feelings of anger, frustration, and sadness. I remember when I first entered therapy, I really didn't have emotional intelligence. It's hard to have emotional intelligence when you don't have an emotional vocabulary. And back when I entered therapy, I only had maybe 3 or 4 emotions that I recognized. And half the time, I'd say I was feeling something, but I wasn't actually saying a feeling. I was describing what was going on, and I couldn't separate what was going on to how I was feeling about it. Since then, in my emotional intelligence, I have come a very long way. One of the most essential traits of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. And self-awareness is developed by techniques that create mindfulness. When the therapist would be telling me to practice meditation or practice a mindfulness skill, mindful eating, maybe mindful walking. Sometimes the suggestion was yoga. And back then, I couldn't see how any of that was going to build what I needed. But that's because I was so stuck. We are not born with emotional intelligence. It is something that we have to learn. Some parents don't have emotional intelligence and can't teach it to their children. There are children out there that didn't learn emotional intelligence. They grow up into parents that don't have it and cannot teach it to their own children. It's important to understand, though, that this is something that you can learn. You can start to develop emotional intelligence by developing your self-awareness and by doing meditation, by practicing mindfulness, by practicing yoga, doing the things that the therapist recommends, even if it sounds silly, actually really does grow that emotional intelligence for you. I want to add one more thing, and that is that our emotions are going to determine the quality of our life. And if our emotions are frustration, anger, sadness, quality life isn't going to be fantastic. However, that doesn't mean that we can't start today by practicing maybe just a 1-minute mindfulness skill. And then maybe challenging yourself to every day do that 1-minute mindfulness skill. Let a couple months go by of doing that, and you'll be on your way to developing a new healthy habit that is going to help you build that emotional intelligence. Of course, if you're struggling and you need somebody to talk to, please don't suffer. Reach out and call 988. 988 is the National Crisis Hotline. That National Crisis Hotline will put you in touch with somebody to speak to, and they can usually talk you through whatever problem you're having, whether you had a death in the family and you don't have anybody to help you process your feelings, or you're feeling suicidal. Please reach out. 988. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. And until next time, light and love, friends.